Oh my god!
Craig Vill. Can you don't rather get some money anymore? Keep my little youngins, throw some hundreds on the floor. Hanging out the tent and ride guns out the door. You see that cash all around me, it ain't funny anymore. They say we living fast. Just cause she throwing ass.
It is decision week for a lot of these funds that we've been talking to. Specifically, 3 we're waiting to hear back from, where we got to the absolute final pitch to see if we got between $250,000 to a $500,000 check, which would be absolutely huge. And now we're also waiting to hear from 2 more funds to see if we got pushed to the second investment call. So usually for you guys who are just joining, the process goes from analyst to associate / partner that you talk to, and then the investment team. And we've had the investment team on these Lectra calls now twice, to where we are so close. We finished the product development. We finished the entire process of onboarding the team. Now it's just bringing on the funding to finish the regulatory steps, which is a pain in the butt. So we finished the product development for the initial production run, but then we have to onboard the second round of funding to finish full product development to get to product freeze, which means that there won't be any more development between the time that we finish the product and when we launch it to the market. So I hope that clears up what that means. We gotta be ready. Hey man, how's it going?
Mr. Henry, how's it going, man?
It's going well. How's your morning?
Good. I'm an early riser, even though I'm on the West Coast. So
yeah, I was gonna say I saw that the California area. There you go. I'm also an early riser. Although my work day starts between 8 and 9. I like going to the gym at 6. Like getting at the gym at 6:30. I do CrossFit, so it's early mornings are big for me too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I was gonna say thanks for taking the time to talk to me. I wanted to ask specifically around the fundraising side.
Yeah, man, no worries. And I'll tell you this, Jake, man, the reason I reached out, because we all were 23 once. I was a founder, and before I became an investor, after I left working.
I'm putting together an email back to him, helping me look over like our outreach for investors. I don't think I'm doing it the perfect way. I think we're in a good spot with how we do it, but I think we can make it better. So I think reaching out to somebody like him who knows what to look for because he's invested in a shit ton of companies is the best way to do it. And he said he was willing to look it over for us. So I'm putting it together right now. So now I'm meeting a guy from a conference that I went to in 2021 that I talk about all the time. That was actually very, very helpful. I've stayed in contact with him for the last 3 years, and he's a senior associate at a fund out of Tampa. And we weren't a fit for the fund at the time, but now I think we have a potential opportunity to be a fit. And I also was talking about a accelerator program that we're trying to get into, and his fund actually ended up being the main capital supplier for the fund too. So it's going to be an interesting conversation. I haven't talked to him for a while, but we did meet up in Tampa a couple of times and shot the shit and got lunch and stuff. So it's going to be interesting. We'll see how it goes. Over the last 6 months, like when we opened the round, and some of them have said that, some of them had said get more traction, like finish the product and then come back and talk ventures.
Do you have it? Like, can you show me on the camera?
Sure. We are just continuing to keep pushing and cooking along. Now I'm meeting with the founder of a pretty big medical device company. They raised a ton of funding, Ivy League backing, pretty cool. So they're like a little bit farther than us in the process. So we're talking to him, trying to find out any and all opportunities that we could like connect, I guess. We'll see.
The state, if you're familiar with,
I have heard, yeah.
Technology in general.
And the last meeting of the day is with our engineers. I gotta join right now.
Ed classes sometimes can be easier because they just like expect you to know things and just like kind of think you already belong, so you don't need to prove yourself as much, I guess. But
yeah, we kind of skirt around all of the more like technical.
Super quick. So no response from Vincent, but I'm meeting with him on Thursday. Other thing was like still nothing back from the funds. We just pitched to more. Just waiting to hear back. Still didn't hear back about the space program. We should know end of day today, early tomorrow. That if we got into that'd be lit. Colin, were you able to share that stuff with Jack?
Yeah, I did share this stuff with Jack.
You get creative with it, and then you let me know. Because then we can we can just facilitate everything from there from now on. And then if they don't send me the proposal by Friday, then I'll get the stuff from my cousin, and you send me a shipping address, and we'll get it to your mom ASAP. No Rocky, all right? So then she can try it out. But like literally, like tens for sciatica is like top 2, and it's not 2. Like best things to do on top of PT. So we got a nice dinner in, and I still have a ton of investor outreach, and I have to reach out to this founder that I'm supposed to be meeting with tomorrow as well. So I got to make sure that we're still on for that, because making sure we have the story down is huge, and he also runs a huge company, so I don't want to miss his call, and I don't want to mess it up even more so. Which means it is 7:45 right now, and we got a couple hours left of work to make sure that we are getting this done. And I'm going to spend some time doing investor outreach as well. It's a lot of time, big commitment. That's what we do it for. I mean, dude, it is so nice outside at the same time. But I'm yapping. I got to get working, and I got to get to bed early too, because we got a big day ahead of us. We still haven't heard back about the space program, number one, and number two, we're waiting to hear back from the manufacturers. They're sending over a big proposal tomorrow for the next steps of the design validation, which also means the next production run is going to be coming in at the end of this week into early next week. So it's super important that we're able to lock that stuff in so we can start doing demo. Unfortunately, we have not heard back from the space program yet, which could be good news, could be bad news. We just haven't heard anything yet. The guy I was talking to, who's been plugging us for being an advocate for them, to get it in the program, he said there was 150 applicants, and they're down to 12 for the selection to get 5. So we've literally almost a 50% chance. But last time we had a 50% chance, the odds were not in our favor, because it was the Techstars pitch. 20 got down from like 350 submissions, 10 got picked. And then on the other side, for the Sputnik Accelerator, 1,258 pitches got down to 10, and we were top 10, and 4 got picked. So, after all this bad karma, I'm expecting something to go our way. Fingers crossed. I think we got it. Honestly, I think. Oh my God, we got picked! Oh my God, we got picked! On behalf, greetings from the Space Foundation. On behalf of the University of Florida, we are thrilled to inform you of your selection and extend to you an invitation to join us as an integral participant of the Space Edge Accelerator program. Lectra to Mars, baby! The Space Edge Accelerator is a collaborative initiative between Space Foundation, Arizona State University, and Central Florida, University of Florida, Vanderbilt, and Blue Origin. This 12-week accelerator is focused on the vast opportunities for biomedical research and technologies within the space economy. As such, the program is designed to educate participants about the space sector, from understanding space-adjacent industries to preparing them to grow and scale into the global space supply chain. The Space Foundation. Woo! This is insane. I have another call I'm already late for, but it's official. Lecture to Mars, baby.
Okay, like what's the story of that?
Yeah, it's helping, like, first of all, it's like non-dilutive funding in the States, because I'm assuming you're outside of the U.S., right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm inside of this. It's
recording in progress.
It's funding inside of the States, and then it's also like understanding the space ecosystem and how products like go through. We are about to have another conversation with the biggest VC fund in Tampa. And they said that they only invest in Florida-based companies. We just got accepted to the University of Florida Space Accelerator. So this might be a different conversation. And what's super sick about this too is, like, I've said this before, but they were my first pitch ever. Like, ever. I did. So we've got a lot of shit done since the last time we talked to these guys, and I'm excited. Really excited to have this conversation. Because obviously they didn't take us serious last time, because we didn't have anything serious. Like, we didn't even have a product. I think I showed them this. Maybe. Like, what the fuck is that? So, it's going to be a lot different conversation this time.
Hey Jake. Hey Shoke. Good. Very good.
I was gonna say I'm glad James connected us, and I honestly, I was really busy today, and usually I try and find more on everybody's backgrounds. I just did not have the time today, so I'm really excited.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, thank you for sending those videos.
Yeah, of course.
As well, the YouTube videos, so we can learn a little bit more about Lectra. But I'm pretty much stuck on the tagline.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, yeah, I want that.
We gotta trademark it. We don't have it trademarked yet, so we gotta do it before we really blow up and somebody takes it, because I like it too.
No, you just put a TM at the end of it, and it's trademarked.
Oh, true. Yeah. Okay.
You don't have to do anything. Yeah, as long as you can prove, you can send yourself a letter in the mail if you want, literally, and just say, you know, put that line. Say I had this idea, you know, a while back, 6 months ago. Put a envelope in the mail with a stamp on it, and don't open it, right? And then you're set.
Okay. We'll do.
So, yeah.
What? an absolutely perfect way not to end the day. I have so much work still that we have to do for the Space Edge Accelerator, and responding back to the first founder from the meeting this morning, making sure that we make all the updates for the meeting at 8 a.m. tomorrow. But I'm gonna eat this food. I haven't eaten all day. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you. So I don't know how much funding comes with that, if any, but like it was pretty cool because I've been waiting to hear about that for like months. So
yeah, that's a big deal.
Thank you. That was so productive in making sure that we were ready to get Lectra's story the exact way we wanted to keep presenting to investors, because I kind of tested it yesterday in the pitch, and it worked really well. Showcasing how big the opportunity is and not just this small starting point is really the goal here. Now, talking to the founder of MapQuest, actually went to my school, just kind of like a follow-up. I had to book him a month and a half in advance, so I'm excited. He actually spoke at a pitch competition that I was one of the finalists at, where I talk about how I met my friend Nick. I met him in the Tampa version. This was in 2021, and then in 2022 was Chicago. He was the keynote speaker, which was so funny because it was like a month after I met him at school. So he had called me out in his speech. That video's private, but again, I might have to unprivate it just to show you guys. But I'm talking to him right now. Let's do it. Yeah, and I mean, my expectation too is like, I'm living at home, so I'm willing to relocate literally anywhere in the U.S. just to make this thing work. So if it's Y Combinator, it's Y Combinator. I'd do it.
Right.
So I'm open. But it's been tough because they really have been heavy on like AI applications and software. It has been like where they intersected. And in this fall class, they were like, look, we're easing up on all the healthcare, or not the healthcare, all of the AI incorporated companies, because their entire last batch, with the exception of like 2, I think, were AI funded, like B2B software around AI was like their big thing.
Right.
So this is a guy who represents a UFC fighter. He's fighting on the UFC Fight Pass on Friday, and he wants to wear Lectra. Not for the fight, because we won't have it by then, but he wants to be one of our athletes, so let's see what he has to say. Hey, man, how's it going?
Hey, Jake. I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Just busy and working through everything. I want to hear about Steve's fight.
Yeah, so Steve just flew out today.
What a better way to celebrate a long day than grabbing a burger for National Burger Day? A lot of this stuff also gets super stressful. Like, for example, the engineering meeting, there was so much stuff that we had to cover, and it's a lot of like high costs, potentially company defining decisions that we have to make, and it gets really stressful, especially because I'm not running on that much sleep. But we don't do it because it's easy. We do it because we want to make a difference, and that's just part of the process. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I have to go finish writing the story out and respond to our manufacturers, because I gotta figure out the next steps of what we're gonna do for the design validation. Oof. Oh. I want to show you what my day's like before my day really gets started. So let's go hit a workout. And that is how you absolutely crush a workout and start the day with 2 minutes still to spare. Now let's let the real work begin. Back to it. I don't want to do too many sappy sentimental posts, especially back to back, because I was talking about this yesterday, but I just finished the 9th book of scheduling, and like this was the first one that I had officially customized. So today is day 1,403 of scheduling every single day of what I'm doing, of building the company down to the minute, just to show that like we're doing this shit for real and as raw as possible. But I do updates at the beginning of every single book, and I do updates at the end of every single book, and I outline goals for every single book. So this is book 9. I have 8 other books starting all the way back in November of 2020 that I've been doing this. So I just wanted to read from the beginning of this book, the updates. I guess this was in May that I wrote this, but the book started, the first day of this one was January 26th. So just outlining the goals I had for the to get done in this book from January to now, September 20th. I wrote these goals on 5/7, so it was a couple months into the book. But I said, what's most important to move the needle, which is keep the company going along. Number 1 was $1 million investment to finalize development. We didn't do that yet, but we're in the process. We did get closer to moving the needle. Certifications for the tape. So now we have it on the radar of manufacturers, making sure that we have all the ISO certifications, FDA certifications, clearances, making sure that we're HIPAA compliant. So we went through and did all of that. Design and finish the website. We didn't finish it yet, but the website looks way better now than what it did a couple months ago. Design and finish the app. Process. As many support letters as possible. So support letters are helping validate our tech and get potential customers on in the future. We've gotten 8 of them so far. That's huge. Make it to the Lectra files, which is the start of the videos, and now the team is absolutely amazing. Shout out Ratov, shout out Tines, shout out Josh. You guys are absolutely crushing it. So thankful for having all of you guys on the team, and we wouldn't be able to make amazing videos without you guys. Automating the channels as much as possible, like the guys I just shouted out. We would not be able to make these bangers of videos without the 3 of them. They make it possible. So that's really cool that we've been able to go through these milestones and hit them one by one. So now we're going to have an entire outline of the next phase of steps. And I just wrote it down, and I'll talk about like the ending, what I wrote in the next video. We can go back and see if we continue to keep hitting those inflection points. So this is on 5/22, and I think this is going to get pretty personal. So this is between you and me. Don't tell anybody else. Looking back, this is on 5/22/2024. Looking back on all the problems you thought would kill the company, and you were able to solve literally every single one of them. I had problems with the engineering in February, and within 48 hours figured out how to solve the problem and executed it. Recruited the team and all across the United States and made the engineering possible. We had patent and intellectual property problems, and as of yesterday, so 5/21, it's officially listed on Google Patents. You wanted product development to go more efficiently, so you recruited the best talent in the world with a proven track record who can cut the development down by 18 months. You needed to raise more funding, so you buckled down and updated the pitch so it would be impossible to say no, and raised another $10,000 yesterday, again on 5/21. Seems like you did a lot. This is nothing. We're just getting started. And I wrote that on 5/22/2024. And the same thing's held true. We really are just getting started. So like, it's cool now too, because like you guys have seen the process. I mean, this is video like 24 of all this. So it's like, you're not just watching the videos, like you're living through the process with me, because I'm living and learning through the process as I go. And we're not just documenting in the videos, like we literally documented down in every single one of these books for 1,403 days. So, I mean, you guys are really doing this together with me. So I appreciate every single person watching these videos. And I know I've gotten a little bit personal twice in a row, but like, I'm thankful that there's even one person watching these videos. There could be a million, there could be nobody watching, there could be one person watching, and it's a cool process. It's a tough process. It's a long ride, and I'm thankful that there's other people that are deciding to take that journey with me. And as long as there's people watching, as long as there's people who want the product, I'm going to keep doing everything I can to make it happen, and changing people's lives for the better. So, like, for example, we did a demo with a person who's having problems. Like, you saw that she was using the product. She's been texting me like 4 times a week saying how much it's like feeling like it's changing her life and giving her life back. So it's stuff like that. The comments and people reaching out to me and stuff is like, it's a cool experience. So I'm just going to keep my foot on the gas and keep going, and on to book 10. And after meeting with one of the early founders of MapQuest, he's also based in the Raleigh area. It's just so coincidental that we got introduced to a fund in the Raleigh area, but they only invest if we move there. And I would love to set up shop in Raleigh. We're meeting with her and her fund in 10 minutes to see if we can become a part of their portfolio, which would mean we're moving this thing to Raleigh because they have a huge healthcare, huge sports, huge wellness ecosystem, and health tech as well. So it would be an insane opportunity. And I'm going to leverage the connection with him to talk to her about it, to see if there's a way that they would be able to go in together or get us the connections together to source that $1 million in funding to be able to really get the company going in Raleigh. So let's go talk to her now. She had to reschedule. All right, so she responded back. She had stuff that was going on. That's the reason she missed it, so we rescheduled and set everything up. Let's rock. Now I'm meeting with a kid who also got accepted to the Space Edge Accelerator. He'll talk more about it. You'll hear it, but he does electrolyte strips, which I think is a super cool idea too, because I have my, let me see if I can, electrolyte and creatine in here. So super excited for this call too, and then we're going to be ripping lunch. And then there is it's like a fund / incubator / like health tech accelerator type thing in Phoenix that they do funding and then they help you with the hardware development and stuff. So I'm talking to a guy at 2 p.m. there, and then the rest of the day is just literally hammering the deck. Like working on the story. And if I didn't mention it before, working on the story.
Figure earlier something with that. We'll have some products soon.
Let's go. Dude, that's so exciting. So this is like your first like run of everything?
Yeah, so we've done R&D and it's like with that small sample batches, but this will be our first production run.
Dude, that's sick. And I can relate because we just had ours 2 months ago.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Dude, it was sick. Yeah, look here. This is our first full like working product. So everything's been super sick. And we, based off of that, we showed it to a couple NFL teams and we got some, we're going to have a demo with them in the next, it's fingers crossed month, but it depends when the next product comes in. So I'll fly out to Los Angeles and go from there. But we're in the same boat, which is super cool. But dude, I'm glad Mike connected us. I have wanted to get into some sort of space program so bad for so long. And to be honest, I don't know what we're gonna do, but I'm excited.
I have no idea. Yeah, I'm curious to see. So the pitch competition in January, I think it's on the.
We just spent the last 2 hours reaching out to investors and already started getting responses. And I categorized everything into a database of now 2,000 investors. So there's no way we're not going to raise this money. But tomorrow is going to be split between two things. Refining the story, number one, to making sure that is ready to rock and roll. And also get ready for the pitch competition. And number two is reach out to the investors in that database that I've spent the last 2 hours organizing. But I am so sleep deprived right now. And I want to make sure that we're getting at least 12 to 15 hours tomorrow of fine-tuning the story and reaching out to as many investors as possible to put us in the best position to raise funding. So I'm going to go to bed. I know I talk about these books a lot, especially going from this book to this book after like 300 days of working in this one. Like I remember the first day, literally the first day that I started using this book. I remember when I made these books, and there's something sentimental about like 300 days worth of your life in one of them, and now I've filled 9 of them of every single day. Like I can go back from any single day in the last 4 years and know exactly what I was doing, how I was doing it, and use it as almost like a Bible or a step-by-step guide of building the company. Now we're moving on to the 10th book, which means that in a month and a half we'll officially be at 4 years, which is a crazy feeling. And day by day, step by step, brick by brick, we're getting closer to $1 million. And for you guys who are just joining, I call it $1 million because it's the road to $1 million. And I've been going at it for 4 years while building the company. To 10 more, let's do it. Spent a ton of the morning already getting everything reset up and finalized. And unfortunately, this document that I've been working on, of like retelling Lectra's story over the last 4 days, has gone from 17 pages to now 45. And we have to break that down into a 2-minute pitch for this $20,000 startup competition in 3 weeks. So I don't think 45 pages is gonna cut it. If I drink coffee, I can talk pretty fast, but I don't know if I can talk that fast. So now it's the process of understanding what's most important to get the point across to the people I'm trying to portray the story for. And it has to be tweaked a little bit based off of every single different type of person I'm talking to. An investor, a customer, a scientist, a a clinician. Like every single way that I tell the story has to be tweaked a little bit to tailor to the needs of every single person who I'm talking to. So that's where the process gets really difficult. And we're so close. We are so close. It's just, we got to push a little bit harder to get to that finish line. We're right there. I just had what felt like a staring contest with my computer for the last 40 minutes, finishing everything up, but we got it down from, it ended up being 50 pages down to then 17, which we're going to take tomorrow all into the end of the week, making sure that we finish the pitch. So we're fine-tuning the pitch and rebuilding the entire deck to get ready for the massive pitch in 2 weeks. Plus, we have a $500,000 pitch with a VC on Tuesday and a $250,000 with a angel group tomorrow. So we have to make sure that that is ready to go as much as possible, because if we're not going to pitch with a pitch deck, we can use the new information to pitch a slide to make it better and see if we're able to bring in that investment, because that is going to be huge, because we have to raise the money to be able to keep rocking and rolling. And we're getting closer. Again, it's just stacking the bricks every single day. The trick to everything is literally just get used to rejection. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. I know David Goggins said that, but he's low-key right about the startup process. And number two is just getting comfortable with rejection. Build a callus to it, because it's tough. It's actually super, super tough. And especially when you see it's easy to compare yourself to other people's success. This is the week. We're going to lock in one of these $500,000 investments. We got the follow-up for the $70,000. They didn't finalize it yet, but they said that all the financial stuff we sent over is perfect and they're ready to go, but they didn't send the money yet. So we're just trying to figure everything out. But again, we're just going to keep stacking the bricks.